Adding to the frenzy of the football carnival in Kolkatta are these young footballers, Johan, Liam and Muzaffar, three budding stars who are getting a chance to live their soccer fantasy. The trio is preparing to train at the world-famous Boca Juniors football club in Argentina. For those of you unfamiliar with the club's legacy, it's the same club that Diego Maradona played for.
I think it's an absolutely fantastic opportunity for all of us to travel to Argentina. It's actually the land of the footballing gods, and it's a bit more personal for me because I'm an Argentine supporter and I idolize Maradona and Messi. So to be able to set foot on Argentine soil is a completely new experience, and it'll be absolutely fantastic.
It still isn't able to sink in. I think it's been around 2 weeks and it still hasn't sunk in yet. It's something that I've only dreamed of. I mean, I never thought in my wildest dreams I would go to such a place, be in the same place that Maradona trained in, the same country, and it's very different for me, and I'm hoping that it's going to be an experience that changes my life.
These youngsters were selected from among 4,000 aspirants from over 400 schools and colleges from across the country by experienced trainers who had come to India on a talent hunt. Of the three, Muzaffar, who comes from a humble background, has already trained with Arsenal when he was just 14. Muzaffar says he's saddened by the fact that achievements in other sports apart from cricket go unrecognized in the country.
এটা সত্যি খুবই দুঃখ লাগে যখন আইপিএল নিয়ে মানে কোনো বিশ্বকাপ জিতলেও মনে এত হয় না, মানে কি বলে মাতামাতি হয় না। আইপিএল জিতে যে এমন করছে, এটা যদি ফুটবলে যদি একটু দিত, মানে ফুটবলে যদি কিছু সাপোর্ট করতো তাহলে মনে আরো লাভ হতো। এবং আমাদের বেঙ্গলের ক্লাবে এখন স্পন্সর নেই একটাও, মানে মেন ইস্টবেঙ্গল, মোহনবাগান আর 2-3টে ছোট প্রিমিয়ার ক্লাব ছাড়া কোনো ক্লাবে স্পন্সর নেই। সেই সব টাকাগুলো যদি স্পন্সর আমাদের বেঙ্গলের ক্লাবগুলোতে দেয় তাহলে ওরা ভালো টিম করতে পারে। কেন আমাদের সব ফুটবলাররা এইভাবে হারিয়ে যাচ্ছে, এরা মানে সুযোগের অভাবে বা ভালো টাকা পয়সা পাচ্ছে না। সুতরাং এইগুলো যদি একটু ফুটবলার, আমাদের মতো গরিব ফুটবলারদের যদি একটু দেখে ওরা, তাহলে আমাদের ফুটবলটা আরো উন্নত হয়।
Looking ahead, the talented three feel their careers as footballers will get a huge boost with the training program at Boca Juniors in Argentina.
The coaches who came to Goa, the training methods and the way they taught us how to look at football was very different from how we train over here in Calcutta. So I think it's mainly the experience and the knowledge about football which I'm looking forward to gaining, so that I can put it to better use when I'm playing later on in the future years.
Excited about their chance to visit Latin America soon after the Brazil World Cup, these youngsters claim they're rooting for Argentina.
A city which is as obsessed with Pele and Maradona as it is with East Bengal and Mohanbagan, Kolkata today has one more reason to indulge in itself. With two kids from the city representing their soccer dreams in football country, Kolkata is quite literally wearing its passion on its sleeves. With camera person Tapus Bairi Indrajit for Headlines Today in Kolkata.
Now, first piece of good news from the world of technology comes from Cameroon, where a 22-year-old engineer has developed a touchscreen tablet that is helping doctors perform heart examinations. Let's have a look.
Cameroon's healthcare system is declining and struggling to provide aid for residents. There are a shortage of medical professionals and fewer than 2 doctors for every 10,000 people. Until recently, heart patients in rural Cameroon had to travel long distances for routine tests. Now, however, they can visit the smallest of local hospitals, thanks to the Cardiopad, a medical touchscreen tablet created by local inventor and entrepreneur, 22-year-old Arthur Zhang.
Nous avons pu fabriquer une vingtaine de machines We've created a company called Highmore Medical that employs several engineers to get this project to work scientifically and on an entrepreneurial level. We want to produce more devices to meet the demand from hundreds of hospitals that really need this technology.
At such a young age, Zhang has created a groundbreaking piece of technology that could revolutionize healthcare in underserved communities.
We treat patients with heart problems without them having to go away for treatment. This device allows us to examine them here and perform the electrocardiogram, then send it to a specialist who sends back the final results.
For heart patient Laurent Isomba, the cardiopad is a blessing in disguise. Isomba says he couldn't afford to travel to the nearest urban hospital for tests, but regular cardiopad monitoring enables him to live and work as normal. Arthur Zhang's company hopes to equip about 100 rural hospitals through Cameroon. The next challenge is to build a solar-powered version to cope with the lack of electricity, widespread in many areas across the continent.
It's stronger than diamond, more conductive than copper, more flexible than rubber, and you can't see it with your naked eye. Graphene has been hailed as a miracle material, but producing it in large quantities has not been possible due to its volatile properties. But a group of scientists in Ireland have come out with a solution to that. And it's as simple as switching on your blender.
It's where science fiction meets science fact. A material 200 times stronger than steel, yet so light even a block of its powder can balance on a flower. Graphene is the first wonder material of the 21st century, and it's expected to transform almost every aspect of life. From strengthening plastic bottles to cancer therapy, bendable touchscreens to batteries that can charge electric cars in seconds, graphene's potential is practically limitless. And the really good news is that this man, Jonathan Coleman from Ireland's Trinity College, has broken new ground in the effort to speed up production of the wonder material by mixing it with soap and water in a common kitchen blender.
This sort of black liquid, and you notice that there are some suds there. That's due to the surfactant, and this is where the graphene is. Now, at this early stage, there's also graphite in there, so we have to go through a processing stage where we separate the graphite from the graphene.
Coleman says that the shearing force of the fast-rotating blender blades can separate individual graphene layers, each the thickness of a single carbon atom. However, since graphene was first discovered a decade ago, it's proved extremely difficult to produce on an industrial scale. For Keith Patton, project leader for graphene at UK's Thomas Swan Limited, this new research is the breakthrough he's been looking for.
The things that's been holding this back is a supply of large-scale, large quantities of graphene, good quality graphene at reasonably low costs. And this research that we've been carrying out here has opened up a route to obtain these.
Keith Patton hopes to produce a kilo of graphene per day by the end of the year. And with this newfound discovery, he's convinced that they have the perfect blend for success.
An Israeli team has developed a new bed sensors for hospitals that give out vital information about patients unobstructively. Apparently, the system is more reliable than the conventional monitoring systems used in hospitals. Let's take a look at what this new technology is all about. It has been aptly named Early Sense, a device placed under mattress in an Israeli hospital. It's helping to ensure that patients' vital signs are monitored accurately but discreetly. According to Early Sense's CEO, Avner Halprin, the sensor is an effective and safer alternative to conventional monitors which require the attachment of wires to the patient's skin.
It's based on a sensor, which is this one, you see it here, which is placed under the mattress of a bed and monitors a patient continuously without ever touching his body for heart, respiratory, and motion, and gives alerts when the earliest warning signs of deterioration are present, and that makes the nurses and doctors much more effective in intervening early and keeping them out of trouble.
Early Sense is also much less prone than conventional systems to send out false alarms. Connected to a bedside computer, the device monitors breathing, heart rate, and heavy body movement. For nurse Anat Margril, early sense has been a lifesaver.
2.5 years ago, before we started working with the system, we unfortunately had 2 incidents of patients that were found dead in their beds. Ever since, we've been using the system and we monitor the patients. We identify the difficult conditions of those patients. We had at least 3 or 4 incidents of ventricular fibrillation that the crew literally saved patients' lives.
Early sense is used in about 24 hospitals in America. A sensor for home use is also being developed, and Halprin says he's confident that these devices will significantly reduce patient emergencies and save lives.
That's all we could pack into this edition of Good News Today. You can send us your feedback, tweet the team at HLT Good News. Have a great weekend.